Hey YouTube! Today we're doing a DIY tutorial on boozeberries. Some people don't know exactly what boozeberries are. Well, today we'll get into showing you. They're chocolate covered strawberries with a hint of alcohol. Whatever spirits you like. You could use liquor that is dark. You can use light liquor. You can use whiskey. You can use just about anything. And I say just about because you don't want to disturb the chocolate on the berries. So for that, we actually have infusers. Most of the time when I get an order of boozeberries, I try to let them sit overnight so that the strawberries will absorb the alcohol. It's not too much. It's just a little taste, and it actually brings out the flavor of the berries. We will be using Wilton's Candy Melt. We're using bright white and bright pink. And as you can see, my candy melt has already been melted. I have 2 shot glasses. One actually is to hold up your pipettes. I was able to get these pipettes online. I do believe I purchased them on Amazon. I'm sure there's a few other places, but I normally can't find them local, so I always order from Amazon. Also, for drizzling purposes, I have taken about 15 candy melts and put them in a bag, which we will be using after we have done most of the tutorial, kind of toward the end. Today we will be using Bacardi Banana. I felt like that was a fun flavor to use with these colors. Seeming how spring has finally came. It's been a very long winter for some of us. This would be something fun for a Friday night. It's really easy to do. All right, guys, let's get started. Okay, we're stirring our candy melt, checking the consistency. You want your candy melt to kind of drizzle off. That way it creates a very nice coat. It'll be even. It's a little shiny. What you don't want is lumps. So if you stir your candy melt and it's still not all the way melted, pop it back in the microwave about 15 seconds. Initially, you start with your 30-second interval. And I like to do 15 seconds afterwards. I like to make sure my candy melt is completely mixed in, so there's no stopping and starting. Because as you know, most of the time candy melt gets cold kind of quick. I'm not using my warmer today because I only have a short amount of berries for this tutorial. I'll be doing some other tutorials as well. So like, follow, subscribe so you guys get to see those ideas as well. As we start, I like to secure my berries with toothpicks. I'm not sure. Some people use just the stem or the leaves. I like to take and go near where the stem is or where the berry has been picked and push 2 toothpicks in and gently pull up on the leaves. To me, this makes for a more even coat on the berry. You can see exactly what you're coating, as well as you don't get the candy melt on the leaves or any of that. It looks very professional, looks very nice. Even if these were a gift for family, we would want to still make it look nice. Now, some of the shorter leaves you can let go once it's inside of the candy melt. And by the way, these are Wilton's melting cups. You can pick these up anywhere. I picked mine up at Joann's, and I think I know 2 come in a box. It's not too expensive. So as we're finishing up, you can see how the leaves kind of laid down on top of the candy melt. And it really just is a matter of paying attention to what the strawberry looks like. Because strawberries are actually very different in size and shape. Berries come in different sizes, different shapes. All you have to do is kind of pay attention to your berry. Once you dip it, you're going to shake a little of the excess. A lot of times it runs off pretty easy, and I have laid a piece of wax paper over where I am going to be resting my berries. So when it's time for removal, I will actually be able to pick them up with not so much of a problem. You have one, and then you just continue to move forward with your berries, always making sure your toothpicks are secure so that we can hold the berries in a way that keeps most of the berry into the chocolate, and you get a good even coat the first time. There's no double dipping, no triple dipping. I've had problems before figuring this out. I've been doing this for about 3 years now. Took me a lot to figure out that if your chocolate is a certain consistency and you hold your berries a certain way, they will actually work out for you. It's just kind of about what the kind of dip you want. Some people dip halfway up. I prefer to go all the way up, mostly because I like the taste of the chocolate. And I always get good reviews. So you're going to dip. You don't really have to turn a lot if you're using a cup with enough chocolate. The only time I really have to turn my berries are when my chocolate gets low, but I want to just get finished with an order or I'm rushing. Normally it's pretty easy, as you can see. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and dip the other 3 berries and we'll be right back. Okay, so now that we've completed our first dipping of the berries, what we're going to do now is pop these berries into the refrigerator for about 7 to 10 minutes. It doesn't have to be a long time, as I've noticed the longer that the berries are in the refrigerator, sometimes it's a little harder to get these pipettes down into the berry. So I kind of like it semi-hard, but not completely hard. And then it'll firm up when I put it back in the refrigerator once we get the pipettes in. Okay, we're now ready to add our pipettes. To get ready with our pipettes, we have 2 shot glasses. And what we're going to do is take our liquor and pour into 1 shot glass. I find that the higher it is, it's easier to pipe it out into our hearts. So I'll add a little extra. Who doesn't love Bacardi anyway? Our second shot glass is to stand up our pipettes in. When you first get the pipettes, you're going to want to squeeze the air out like so. And I take and pinch with 2 of my fingers, my thumb and my forefinger, to get all of the air out as much as possible. You can see it's actually very flat. And I go and I dip it as much as possible. And I slowly release, letting the air come in, and you'll see it fill up. Well, if you're getting a small amount like I am, what you want to do is squeeze some of that back out and just slowly let the air release again. And it'll add to it. For some reason, I'm having a problem with this one, so I'm going to send it all back into the cup. Here we go. Again. So we have our pipettes. Oh my goodness gracious. That actually is a tornado warning. So what I'll do real quickly is grab a berry and I'll show you how to insert them. And I'm going to have to cut this video short because safety is first. I am a mom, a wife, a sister, a daughter, all of those things. Okay, so real quickly, what you're going to do is, I like to leave my toothpicks in, it makes it easier to find a way to hold the berry without touching it and destroying the chocolate. Hands are really warm, so a lot of times I was finding when early on I was leaving fingerprints, and I didn't want to give berries to clients, so I found myself repeatedly re-dipping berries, adding new berries. This was a way to help me make my berries more professional. If we look at this little space right here, I try to leave a little space so that is actually where you would like to stick the pipette down in. You want to just go straight down if you can, but I'm about to drop the berry, so. And you need to be careful. I don't know if you guys can see it. I actually punctured the side of my berry, so that means liquor may leak out if they're not eaten in a certain amount of time. So I'll show you guys again with another one. I'll try to do better this time. I actually am rushing because of the storm. We have the pipette. We have the berry. I'm actually taking my ring finger, putting it under the berry to make it secure. It doesn't matter if you have fingerprints under the berry. Who's going to see them? All right. Again, we have a small opening, and we're going to take and go straight down into the berry. You guys see that? Very shiny, very awesome. All right. I did two. Real quickly, we'll drizzle, and we're going to have to end this video. Okay, so real quick, I've taken a plastic baggie, as you can see. For time purposes, because of the storm, I've actually used the same color candy as I was using to dip. I'm going to snip the end of the baggie again because it's not exactly how I would like it to drizzle. It's not doing that. Okay, there we go. And just to be more frugal and cost effective, and because these are the same colors, I will be drizzling over my Wilton's cup. And you kind of just want to get a good consistency running. If I don't think you guys can see that, but it's really just, you kind of just figure out the pressure that you're going to apply, and you get a nice even line. You go back and forth, side to side. You can go sideways like this, and then turn around and go a different way to make a whole different pattern. And we're looking at a basket weave pattern. And I would just do this with all my berries. And this one does not have a pipette. As I stated, there is a thunderstorm warning, but all of a sudden we got a tornado warning just about 2 minutes ago. So I'm moving really quickly. Forgive me. Maybe in one of my other videos, you'll see something that I may have skipped over. I do apologize. As I've said before, I will continue to try to upload every week. So you guys should like, subscribe, follow. And if you're another YouTuber, I will follow you guys as well. I like to see the creativity that is out here in this world. Okay, now a lot of times what I do with one particular berry is try to stand it out from the others. With this one, I'm going to try something new. I have not done this yet. It's like a circle, and you're kind of going around and moving to another space. I'm sure you guys can't see it, but the gist of it is you want your circles to connect. And in the middle, I'll put a dot, a dot, a dot. These are actually for my house, so I'm sure they won't be upset with it because it didn't actually turn out, but you can only figure out what you can do after you try. So here we are with our finished product. We have 6 boozeberries infused with Bacardi banana liquor. And as you see, they turned out pretty good. Now, before I serve these or send these to my clients, I always remove the toothpicks, which I will not be doing in this video to save time. All right, guys, tell me what you think. Tell me what you would like to see me do. Like, subscribe, follow. Have a great day.